In this video, we're looking at slope-intercept form and graphs. So we're going to take a look at how to find a slope from a graph. And remember, slope-intercept form is the form y equals mx plus b. And m is going to be our slope. X is the variable, and b is the y-intercept. So that is slope-intercept form. Always remember that. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this deal works with graphs. So here's a graph. We got our y and x axis, and we have a line going through it like that. So if we want to find the slope and y-intercept, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find 2 points. And so again, those points are x, y, and we're going to find 2 sets of those. And make a note that the points must be at an intersection of x and y. So a point like that only is on the x. It is not at an intersecting point between x and y. So that one is no good because it doesn't meet in an intersection. So again, if you're still confused by the word intersection, just keep watching. And so again, right there, that's an intersection. See how it like crosses right through the middle? So that's an intersecting point. And let's find another one. And that's point set 2 for x and 4 for y, because y is always the second one. And then there's another intersecting point. And again, x is always first, so x is just on the 0 and y is on the 1. So when trying to find slope of a graph, we're going to try to find the rise divided by the run. And so now that we have our 2 points, this becomes pretty easy. So the rise from the lower point to the higher point, just count how many it goes up. So it's up 1, 2, 3. So our rise is 3. And our run, which moves left to right, goes over 1, 2. So our run is 2. So that's our slope right there. We already found the slope. So the slope is m equals 3 over 2x. And that's a positive 3 over 2x. The next example will be a negative slope, but that is a positive slope. So if you need to find the y-intercept, just know the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So it's where this yellow line, wherever it crosses the y-axis, is the y-intercept. So if we take the line and we're going to try to find where it crosses the y-axis, let's go, boom, crosses right there. So that's where it is, and that's the y-intercept. So that means our y-intercept is going to be 1. So that's how you find slope and y-intercept using a graph. Now let's take a look at another example. Let's have a line going like this. So again, let's find our 2 points, x and y. So we got to find 2 sets again. And again, they must be at an intersection. So let's go find the first one. All right, so there's a point, and that's the point 2 for x and 1 for y. And now we need to find another intersecting point. And again, make sure it intersects exactly. If you're not sure, try to find another point. There's another intersecting point, and that's -1 for x and 2 for y. So we found our 2 sets of points. And again, let's find the rise over the run. So I'll do rise first. So it goes from this point to that point, and actually it goes down. So if it's going down, it goes down 1, so it's going to be a -1 for the rise. So the rise is -1. Now let's find the run. So the run, it goes over 1, 2, 3. So the run's going to be 3. And so now we have our slope, m equals -1/3 x. So now let's find our y-intercept. But if the y-intercept does not hit the line at an intersecting point, plug in 1 set of points and then solve. So again, we did this in our last video with a table, but now we're going to do it with a graph. So let's pick a set of points to plug in on our line, because that does not hit an intersecting point, so we don't want to guess. We want an exact answer. So we're going to eliminate that set of points, and we're going to use the set 2, 1. So now we're just going to plug these set of points into our equation. So y equals, we know our slope now is negative 1/3 x plus b. So now we're just going to plug in. So we know that 2 is x and 1 is y. So let's plug in. So that means we have 1 equals negative 1/3 times 2 plus b. And so again, if you got confused there, just look. So we plugged in 2 for x and 1 for y. And now we can just solve algebraically. So we got 1 negative 1/3 times 2 is negative 2/3 plus b. Now we just add the 2/3 over to the other side to cancel it out. So plus 2/3 plus 2/3. And so the 2/3 cancels out on the side of b. So now we have 1 plus 2/3 equals b. So our y-intercept is going to be 1 and 2/3. Always check and see if it makes sense. So look at where that point is. Yes, that looks like it is about 1 and 2/3. So that's pretty much it. But again, one thing I want you all to remember is if a line is pointing in this direction, it's always going to be a negative slope. If it's pointing in this direction, positive slope. So just remember that. You know, sometimes you just get going a little too fast and you forget to write the negative or miscalculate again. Positive and negatives, just remember which direction the line is going in.